Yo, man, it's going for the gusto, baby. We got the Saturday morning
Uh,
edition from Rick Granny House. Yo, you already know it.
yeah,
Yo, so man, we all good. We
yeah.
feeling good this morning. Early. It's about 11 o'clock recording time. So check this out, man. Today is going to be a college episode. We're going to be talking about the Senior Bowl today, right? We got notable players that I felt like that I picked out with players that I feel like they really stand out, and a couple guys, I really didn't know too much because it seems like this class is a little bit like they wasn't talked about this much this year. We both agreed on that when we was speaking about it last night, and then we just gonna go through that, man, and then we're gonna give y'all a good solid 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, and then we're gonna holler at y'all and get to y'all on Wednesday, man. So check this out. So first thing I'm gonna ask you, like I always do, how you doing this morning?
Yeah, man, man, it's all good, man. Like you said, man, I'm down here. I'm down here on the island, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can tell, you know what I'm saying, at the cribble. You could tell by this little BS behind me. I ain't at home because you would never see that if I was at the house. But outside of that, man, it's good, man. I'm about to spend some time with the family today, but I will hop on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Show them boys some life. Our subscribers and everything. So I'm
Word, man,
good.
that's good. That's good. So, man, we're gonna start off with let's go from quarterbacks, and then we just slowly move our way down the ranks. So we're gonna do quarterback, running back, and then we're gonna do the linebacker and DBs. So first off, I think we got Max Duggan and Hendon Hooker. So we all know Hendon Hooker. He won't be participating in the Senior Bowl because of the injury that he's had sustained throughout the year. But Hendon Hooker did look great this year, and I'm not gonna take that away from the young man. Like he has the potential to be at least the third or I say third or fourth quarterback off the board. Now this depends on
Mm.
how GMs actually feel. I think he could be the first one off the board because of his arm talent, but we already know how that goes. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are going to be the 1-2 punch that comes off the board, and then we already know how it's going to turn from that point. It could be Max Duggan.
Will Levis is gonna go. Will Levis might go first, bro. And I know, I know you hate that. I know you hate that, but Will Levis might
Will
go
Levis
first.
doodle, man, but we ain't gonna talk about him today. He ain't in the
Dude, he might go
He might,
first.
but that might be another Tom Brady situation. They ain't never throw over 300 yards, game manage, and just go into a good
Yeah,
situation.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he go that early, that'll mess him
Yeah.
up. Like I think Herndon Hooker gonna go in the third
Yeah, I can see
round.
in the third round
Um,
still. You know what I say about the third round? Third round, the new first round to me.
Third round is always the best round. All the best players come in the third round. Because the reason why, bro, is because the third round
It's,
is
it's a lot.
where a player gets drafted to be a player rather than to be a savior.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the first two rounds, they'd be like, "All right, we got you now, save
Yeah, yeah,
us." In the third round, it's like, "All right, we got this structure built. You come play your
right.
role, and that's
And
when you
you
start to show
excel.
out."
Yes, yes, yes. I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you. So I will say this from a standpoint from between Max Duggan and Hendon Hooker, who do you think personally is the better out of the two?
Um,
I want to say Max because Max got that dog in him. I feel like Max ain't
I was
afraid to
gonna
take a
say
lick, but that's also a bad
I
thing at the same time because I think he watched too much Josh Allen.
I think I think Herndon is the better
Mm-hmm.
player,
I
but I
agree.
think Max he rallied the troops, man. Like you want to play with
Mm-hmm.
him. Like he wasn't no quarterbacks that you say, yeah, bro, I want to play with him.
I feel you on
Like
that, and you know what I think a good place would be fit for him. Stay right there in Texas.
mm,
Him going to Dallas would be a good fit for
yeah.
him.
Ooh, you talking about Dallas? Okay,
I ain't talking about them Texas.
I thought you were talking about
Mm-mm.
Houston. But because this why I thought you were talking about Houston only because like they need like a spark.
They do
But
need a spot, but so do Dallas. Dallas
yeah, but
tired of that, bro. And you can tell they tired of that. They
oh
tired of that.
yeah, But this the thing. They got so much messed up contracts down there. I don't really know how they gonna pull that off, but um,
Because I can see Max going in the third. I can see Hendon Hooker. I can see C.J. Stroud and Hendon Hooker in Indianapolis. I can see Hendon Hooker in.
I can see it.
I can see him
I
in.
can see him in like
I can see
Tennessee.
him in. Well, they got Malik though. They got Big Dog Malik.
Yeah, I know, but I think they got to get somebody to challenge Malik for that spot because this year they just didn't even let him throw the ball.
That too.
Like in the games he played, it was like he gave like 5
He did.
passes.
Well, he had 5 completed.
Like,
5 completed for sure.
but like it was like a total of what 8 passes. So it was something dumb. But nah, but I think Duggan, man, is gonna be. I can see him being a solid starter. Does he have the tools to be great in the league? I don't know.
He don't got all the tools, but he can play. You know?
Yeah. Nah, for sure. I think I really think that's what it boiled down to sometimes, but I don't really think you always need the tools. You just gotta
play ball, bro.
You got to find a complementary offense, but we'll see how that goes.
So let me ask you this: so what about how you feel about Kenny McIntosh and the young man from out of Tulane?
Yo, I like that running back from Tulane.
Yeah, dog get up out of there. I ain't gonna lie.
He get up the field, bro. Yo, I gotta look him up, bro. I gotta look him up because, dude,
it's something Spears, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Man, buddy be toting the.
I think he almost had 1,600 yards this year, something crazy like that.
1581. That boy averaging 7 a pop, boy. Come on, this dude is crazy. 19 touchdowns, man. Like, dude, what I saw him do against USC, like, I remember in the USC game, that's when he popped off the screen at me. I was like, because you know USC went up early. So you know how when a team go up early, you kind of just be watching it. You're kind of like, okay, I see him doing something. He getting a couple of big gains because they up by so much, right? That's what I've been saying in my head at first. They playing off. They ain't really worried about it. But then I saw that thing to stop the steamroll, stop the double up. I said, hold on, what is boy talking that thing? He ain't picking.
I'm telling you,
yo, I like him a lot, man. You put him on a team. Listen, he's a true back, man. Like he got the wiggle. He not to get skinny in the hole. He not to get up the field. He don't waste yards in the backfield. Like a lot of the top tier backs that they got as top tier backs who bounce to the outside sometimes too much. He said, man, yo, I'm going up the middle.
Yeah,
bro.
He's small
put
guy
this way from
too.
point A to B.
Guy.
Yeah.
He just, hey, bro. I'm pound for pound in here.
But I like him. And then
what is his height and weight like for real? Like I know he like at least 200 pounds, but I know he like 5'9".
His height and weight. Let me tell you right now. So they got him listed as 5'10", 195.
Okay. So probably by the time he get into the league, by a good year, he'd be like 205, 206.
Yeah. They're gonna put about 10 pounds on him. But I like him, and then and so like McIntosh, right? Like
McIntosh, he's so all around, dude. Like it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
Right, like I had I had liked him last year.
Yeah, because he played like AK. If we want to be truthful, if we want to compare him to somebody, play like AK.
I like that comparison.
Because he catch the swing pass and he going straight up the field and he not going down off the first hit.
And you one thing about both of those backs, they got a place in the league now. You know, like a couple years ago, they didn't really had a place in the league. Like at the most part, they'd be like, "Oh, you a third down back."
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
Darren Sproles specialist.
Right. Or you know what I'm saying? But you know, and what was crazy is like, I really think and when I say this, people say, what you mean? But I really think Burner Turner,
Oh, you talking Michael Turner?
Michael Turner,
Hey, that's
Burner, Michael Turner had actually changed the position because even though he always had he didn't always have the weight, he got a lot bigger once he got to the league. Whenever he first got to the league, he was like a third down back. Then they started mixing him in, and then by year 4, they said, "Hold on, let's just give this man the
Yeah,
ball."
because LT was on his last
And
legs too on top.
right, and so them will be like, "Word, we give him the ball, we can see what we really got." And Bernard Turner was one of the first ones to say, "Okay, we can just put him in the game and
Then
just
he
let him
came to
do it."
Atlanta and really was toting the pill, man. And that's what I
Right.
like the most about him. Like he wasn't afraid. Like he'd run the ball 25 times a game if you give it to him for real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And then, but then at the end,
he got
then
burnt.
he got a little
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah, he
He got
got
a little
burnt out.
heavy
He
too.
got burnt out. It's all right.
But
But
hey,
that
but
boy can
shout
still
out to
move
him
at
though.
like 240, boy, looking like Steven Jack, boy. But he had
Hey,
too much
hey,
lower body. Yeah,
word.
way too much lower body, man. So we got the quarterback and running back out the way, man. So let's talk about Grant the Boys from out of Charlotte, man. Like he had a great story. Like I think he was shocked. He got like a Kurt Warner type story. Like he was working. He went to UAB or something like that. Then the program ended up being suspended, and then he started going to work back at a grocery store doing work. I think he was stocking or something like that. Correct me down in the comments. And then after he did that, he ended up walking on to Charlotte, and ended up getting a scholarship, and then he just been playing well. And I think he tried to hit the transfer portal, but something something just it didn't work out. So he just went ahead and just forego his next year of eligibility because of the COVID year, and then just was like, "Yo, I just go to Senior Bowl and ball out, and then let's go and roll with the punches." So I think that's really going to be good for him as well. I think he had like over 1,200 yards or 1,300 yards being at Charlotte as well, and like at least like
Yeah,
eight.
he going for last year he had 892,
Okay, one year
and this year he had 792.
Oh, okay. So in total, he had like over almost like 1,500 yards.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But he averaging 14 a catch though,
Okay. So when he's
9
when he
touchdowns.
getting the ball, he's most likely is like it's like a red zone threat type of situation. He's taking a nice little shot play from the 20-yard line in, or just catching that thing and running. I haven't watched much of his gameplay. I just know the story for the most part. Just like another guy we're gonna talk about here later on. So then,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, let me check again. We got. I think that might have been the only receiver. So then, boom, man. Let's talk about the guy from. I guess everybody been talking about it on Twitter, and so I just decided to speak on the young man name. The man name is Cody Mock or Muich. He's from North Dakota State. He came in as a tight end and gained 85 pounds and moved to tackle, and now he's shooting up draft boards because of what he's been doing at Senior Bowl, and then like what he's done over his career time at North Dakota State. I believe he played with Trey Lance, and I think he might have played with somebody else too that came out of there, but I'm not too sure. But he's definitely he has to be making some type of noise at Senior Bowl for him to be all over Twitter the way he is. I hope
He got good size too.
yeah, because I think he's like 6'5", like 280 something, or like I know at the time he gained
That's
85 pounds, so he can play tackle. But how
yeah.
much he weighs now exactly?
Right now they got him at 6'3"
Yeah, so okay, so he can move. He still got the tight end ability to move his feet. So I don't think too many people gonna be unless he catch that long arm to the chest, and then I don't know if he can ink them feet down.
But yeah, but look, but he's 6'6". If he get his hands on this
Yeah, it's
first.
over with. But them boys got them long arms now. He might got short arms
Yeah.
like Rashawn Slater, so he might
Bro,
fall.
Sean Slater holding it down though. That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
Sean Slater
he
holding it
really
down
is
though.
though. Just like Tristan Walls, man. But I'm gonna say this as well. That's all I got for him for the most part, and then we're gonna talk about one of your guys, man, from out of Texas, man. We're gonna talk about Demarion Overshaw.
Over Sean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what you got on
Yeah,
him?
man. So like I mean, this year he had a good season. He played really good. He played really good against Bama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to see. But the thing about him, man, the main thing is the main thing. He can run. He long and he run. He can run. He lengthy. You can line him up at inside, outside. He can cover. He can get from end to end. Of course, playing inside the Big 12, you got to kind of be able to run. I think when he get to the league, he gonna have to put on probably like 10 pounds. If he can put on 10, 15 pounds and maintain his speed, I think he'll be solid in any system. I
Mm-hmm.
think if he get inside the right system, he can be enforced because you can put him on tight ends. You know what I'm saying? You can even whenever slot receivers run like little like cut it off routes, he can like sit on those.
Mm-hmm.
But like overall, man, I like him, man. He had 95 tackles this year. You know what I'm saying? Our last 4 games of the season, he really stuck out. I think he had double-digit tackles in all of the last 4 games. So,
So he been
um,
bonus. That's what I like to hear. That's what.
yeah, he been hitting the bonus. So yeah, man. Shout out to Overshawn, man. I've been liked him, man. I like what he brought to the table. I glad he came back this season because I thought he was going to leave last year. But yeah, man. Like I think the only thing is he got to work on his weight because he only like 225 if I'm
I mean, that's
mistaken.
fine though, as long as he. I mean,
Yeah.
what's my man's name? The Maniac only 225 too.
Yeah, I think he done put on weight though.
He might have, but coming in, he was nothing but 225. I remember seeing Dog at State. Dog was me and Dog. Damn, and I ain't gonna say same size. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I remember. Yeah. Cause he LBs
Oh,
with the homie E.
okay.
Yeah. Them boys came doing the same line.
Bet.
So but he definitely, cause I mean ain't they said Ray Lewis came in the league at 225,
Yeah, but
right?
see,
That's what
Ray
they
ain't play.
say.
He don't look no bit of 225. Ray look every bit of 250 from the chest up. He might be 225 from the waist down or something like.
No, but no, they said that's when he came in. So Ray probably put on 15 pounds soon as he stepped in the facility.
Probably. I would do 52 cars. I'll flip them. 10. Ace Jack Diamonds. you know? But man, shoot.
Yeah.
I think that's the only linebacker I saw that I knew about. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So I'm gonna say something about the cornerback from out of Kentucky, Kadarion Smith, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know too much about him, to be truthfully honest with you. But if he's coming out of Kentucky and how the way Kentucky played this past year, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say he's gonna be pretty solid.
Oh, he long too. He's 6'2".
Okay, so yeah, boom, that's even better. So he may even move the slot to play like a safety type build. But if he can run, he's staying outside. I don't know.
Hey, that's what I was about to ask. What you think his 40
I
time
don't
is?
know. I don't know if he can run or not. I haven't watched not a lick of highlights, but if he can run a solid full, if he can run a full 9 between them, if he can run full
449 might be kind of high from if he go like 442, he'll be
yeah, if
alright.
he stay outside, but if he inside, then
Yeah.
9, that's
You know what? I feel like the magical number is 447.
yeah. If he can run that officially, he'd be all right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like them unofficial time because that's when you know them boy rolling, man. Bump that laser. Let me see that hand time. We gonna yes, sir.
They gotta cover the one eye with that
Yeah.
thing.
But shoot, man, I think he ended up playing well. Like Kentucky didn't really do too well this season for the most part, but for somebody to come out of Kentucky for the Senior Bowl, they had a lot of guys over the past year. They had a couple offensive linemen last year and the previous year. I think they'd be all right, man. I think Stoops is doing something pretty well over there, man. I give him that. I'm giving that for sure because he's the most winningest coach over the time that he's been there. So I really can't say too much about what he got going on, honestly. So then let's go down to one of my guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Smith the second. Big dog. My man had a fumble recovery return during the SEC championship game. Played well throughout all the playoffs as well. Just playing as well very well. In that cover two
Mm-hmm.
scheme that we're running down there in Athens. And I just think he can if he can go into a situation playing that same type of role and just doing what he does best, I think he'll be all right. I think that's just the biggest thing right there. Just going somewhere where he's also needed in the same time, but just to play your role like we was talking about earlier. I just need you to get from this hash mark to the sideline. If you get from the
That's it.
hash mark to the sideline, we good to go. But anything
Right.
in between, I don't need you trying to come down and just get back. You feel me? Because that's all you pretty much did. You had a great front seven in front of you. You just had to do your role on the back four, and just continue to keep doing that. I think he'll be all right. If he can run a good time, if he can run if he
I
can run
think he,
full five,
I,
full five,
I think he got a good time. I mean, from what I seen,
yeah,
I seen him play like he looked like
he can run.
he can run stuff for
He look
5
like he
years.
can
He
run
looked
for
like that.
real. I give him that, and then I think he's not. I think he's got a good build as well for him. And then it's the same thing for the other guy, Tariq Stevenson. Now he was at Georgia at first too initially, and then he left Georgia to go play in Miami. I mean, I think it ended up working out for him the same way for Jermaine Johnson. He came to Georgia, then he transferred out to go to Florida State, and it worked out.
Florida State.
So
Yeah.
I think there's another situation for that. Great corner. I think he ran. I think coming out of high school, he's running like 4.4s. So like, if he even got that down to like a 0.2 of a second now, so we're looking at 4.38. So it's what I mean. What I want to say 200. I mean 200ths of a second, if I ain't mistaken. Correct? Yeah, 200ths of a second. Boom.
Yeah.
So if he can get that down, then he'd be a-okay. I think he can cover. You know what I mean? From what I've seen when he was at Georgia and then what I've seen throughout the years, I think he really much can cover if he just stays consistent and disciplined as well. I think he'll end up being all right. I think he had a great year as well. I know they had a real bad year against North Carolina that one game, but that's because Javonte Williams and my man Michael Carter was just running all over them. They just But
them boys had
a field day, you know what I'm saying? Sam Howell had a good day against them fellas too, but you're only one man on that defense, so you can't do it all. You could just lock up who you got in front of you for the most part. And then this is the biggest guy I really want to talk about the most, man. Rajon Wright from out of Last Chance U. He played JUCO. He followed his brother's footsteps. And Oregon State came calling. He went. He played with his brother for 1 year. His brother is Nasir Wright that plays for Dallas. So, great corner. He didn't allow catch throughout his JUCO career. You can, and if I'm wrong, hit me down in the comment section, or I have to go back and rewatch it on Netflix. You all can go. He was on Last Chance U. He great player. Talked a lot, but I can say this. He backed it up a lot. I can definitely say that. But he reminds me of a Richard Sherman type player. I don't think he'd be as much of a steal as my man Tariq Woolen was, but I think he's a steal. Like, if you could catch him in
Tariq Woolen was like
the steal. So
the steal.
I think if we could get him, or I take him in Atlanta. I ain't gonna lie, I would take him in Atlanta. If I could get my man down in Atlanta in that dome, I'd take him in a heartbeat, man. I think he's a great guy, great football.
I like him.
So, man, I mean, that's what I got for the most part. I didn't really specify what teams these guys was on, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I might be saying his name wrong, but DeMarvion Overshawn plays for the national team. So does Cody Muick and Grant Du Bois and Kadarion Smith. And then for the American team, Christopher Smith II plays. And then you got Tyreek Smith, Rajon Wright, Kenny McIntosh, Hendon Hooker, and Max Duggan. And then the running back, I believe he plays for the national team. But I could be wrong. Do not quote me on that. But, man, those are the guys I want y'all to look out for. I believe Senior Bowl is on at 2 o'clock today. Let me get that for y'all.
And a sleeper that I just had thought about Rashee Rice
right?
from SMU. He's a
Oh yeah,
baller.
you talking about the receiver, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
didn't know.
Rashee
I didn't know
Rice.
much about him. I didn't know much about him. That's why I really didn't
Nah,
really speak
yeah,
on him
I
too
like
much.
him, bro. He'll be a big steal too. So y'all
Really?
watch out for Rashee Rice from SMU.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
about
they game
6'1",
is at
190.
1:30 in Mobile, Alabama, so it's gonna be 12 o'clock our time, 12:30 our time. I think they're behind. I think they're in the Central Time Zone, if I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
man.
good though.
So, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I check that out, man. I'm gonna get in here and do a couple things. Baby brother just came home, man. So shoot, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up like a Christmas gift on Sunday morning. So, hey, man, just
Yeah,
going for
man.
the gusto, man. This is a Senior Bowl edition. I guess that's what we're gonna have to call it. You know, shout out to the guys, Big Queso, Mr. Way Too Cool himself, and Mr. Bartholomew the Third.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Shout out to the
And,
squad.
and shout out to Boom Bamble Nancy for being on here today. And shout out to your boy showing players. And make sure you keep a player. And make sure you always stepping out an alligator. You feel what I'm saying? And we're going to talk
Yes,
to y'all
sir.
later, man. Love.
Love.